Hello, everybody. My name is Lewis Lee, and this is Planning Traffic. And I do this with the fellas every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So please share with all your friends that we do anything automotive. We talk paint, cars, auto body, whatever. Anything that has to do with automobiles, we talk about it. Tonight, we are going to talk about behind the scenes of TV shows, shops, builders, and even manufacturers. So we're gonna have a couple people come on. We got my man Ed. He's gonna come on and show us some hot drawings. Ed is the man, super airbrush artist. So we'll get him on now. What's up, Mr. Ed?
Yeah, I figured, you know what? Since you guys are doing a little behind the scenes, I thought, wow, geez, I might as well give you a real, actual live as we're doing it, behind the scenes. I'm actually
Nice.
right now, I'm working on a piece that's going to be a sweepstakes giveaway, a custom racing helmet for Dennis Anderson's Kingsling, which, Dennis Anderson with he's very well known for Grave Digger and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he has a setup down there in North Carolina. He's offering the PowerTube TV and Brian Bassan a big kind of a getaway, type. And Brian contacted me from PowerTube and said, we'd love to have you do something so we can give a tangible gift as well for the sweepstakes. So that's what I'm working on the preliminary drawings for. This is like real last minute because he just laid it on me at SEMA.
Yeah.
Shit, man, I have 4 days to get all the layout done.
Yeah.
So they have something to show at PRI because that's what this is all about. I'm trying to do the drawing part. Tomorrow I'll do all the shading. It'll be basically a black and white sketch so that the public can see, hey, this is what's going to be done. And then by spring of next year, we'll do the finished piece and present it. So at least I got time to do that. But it's got to be done.
That's good. Are you going to PRI?
No, and that's the thing. I wasn't going to be able to because I'm scheduled. I'm the MC for the Children's Museum of Pittsburgh. Every year I raise money for charity for that. We have a quick sketch, me and about 15 other artists. We get up on the stage at the Steel City Comic Con. So I'm a guest at that show at the same weekend every year. So I can never get PRI because they depend on me to raise the money for the children. So it's kind of like, that's why I'm doing this now so that I can send a file over and Brian can print out a board and have it at least on display. But yeah, I'll show you what I've done so far. Now, if you're not familiar with Kingsling, I wasn't actually. I knew Gravedigger, but I didn't know about Kingsling.
Right.
Kingsling, the sister to the Gravedigger, and it's what Dennis Anderson's big thing is right now. These are some of the references that I'm using, some of the drawings. I think you can see.
Nice.
So that's Kingsling. It's actually, this is Kingsling, the Extreme Ride. What it is, it's a 4-door, so people can ride along with him.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So that's what it is. That's what this helmet's about. It's so the winner's going to get a chance to go riding in that and spend a week down there. Another picture of Kingsling here. There's another picture.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah. So it's funny how I remember back in the 80s, I used to take care of a little kid that kind of mentored, and I actually bought him the toy in the 80s, the Gravedigger toy, the remote car. And I'm like, holy moly. But his logo for the Kingsling, I'm going to pull this up, is this character here. This is a picture right off the side of the vehicle. Yeah. So it's kind of like a skeleton king that slings mud. He's the king of mud slinging.
Okay.
So I had to use that and basically another image off of the side of his trailer and had to create using similar things that were already on, like costuming and stuff. But I didn't have much to work with, so I kind of created my own. But this is the back of the helmet. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see.
Yeah.
So this is the back of the helmet, and you can see the king sitting on his throne.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And so that'll be, and basically he's holding mud, and he's got these mud creatures coming up out of the bottom. So this is what I'm actually working on now. I'm almost finished with the line, and then I'll have to do all the shadowing. So that's just some of what goes on. When I do that painting of the helmet, we'll film that entire thing start to finish, and that will be part of the episodes, which Brian made the decision for me. I didn't even get a chance to finalize anything. I was supposed to do a kind of a demo reel to see if, you know, I would meet the satisfaction for the Power 2 TV show. But
Right.
Brian has so much confidence in me. His attitude is, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. And he went ahead and made that announcement, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, looks like I'm doing it now, no matter what. So this painting of the helmet will be part of that, one of those episodes, you know, and you'll be able to see it. Of course,
Right.
the episodes on the show, they got to be like 23 to 25 minutes. So you're looking at definitely fast forward kind of, what is that?
Time lapse.
Time lapse. That's the word I was looking for. It's going to be time lapse to heck. I'll do another edition, which will be a little bit longer, but no, really the only way to see this thing done step by step is to be on my Patreon, you know, and that's the thing. I'm hoping that for me personally, that I think is what's going to happen. I think a lot of people are going to watch the episodes that are offered free. They may even subscribe to get the hour-long episode, but then in the end, they're going to want to see a 4 or 5 hour process and just be able to go back to it whenever they want through my Patreon, which I want to plug is patreon.com, and then it's /artist Ed Beard Jr. So it's Ed Beard Jr. So that's what I'm hoping out of it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You know, I mean, I'm going to do my best. His attitude is on his network, he wants it real. Don't go scripted, which I don't anyways. Just obviously got to keep it clean. But it's just, he wants it to be natural. He wants to be, you know, what you already do, you know, and I've been doing Patreon for 2 years now. And my daughter, my wife or my son, they man the computer end of it. And, you know, when the questions come in, they dictate those questions to me. And we goof off and have a bunch of fun. You know, but we're still, it's fun within the product, you know, and like when everybody gets to see it, and I'll just go, I wonder how we're going to fix this and make it happen.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. You know, I'd never get tired of looking at your artwork. Like, you know, it's always so deep that you see something else every time you look at something. You know what I mean?
You know, I do. And I'm going to do like with everything I do, I'm going to hide objects in it, you know, things that maybe in this case relative to King Sling, but whatever the topic is, yes, I try to hide. And you know, every mural that was at, I never told anybody this either. The owners knew it, but at SEMA, when I had the Fire and Ice Dragon Mitsubishi Evo there, on the Ice Dragon side, on the belly, there are all kinds of animals hidden into the shadows.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And you would never know it. But once I tell you and you go look, they're like, oh my God, there's an eagle, there's a bear, there's a lion. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to go look now.
You're going to have to go look now.
Yeah, see, I love that kind of stuff because it's just, it's always fresh. You know what I mean? Like every time you look at it, you say, "Oh wow, I didn't see that last time." You know, it's always stepping up. Now, I'm so upset that I didn't get to hang out with you at SEMA.
I know. I saw you. I was literally on the opposite side during that whole thing when you were filming it. I saw it, and I'm like, "Shit!" There was no way to get back fast.
Yeah.
I was at the. I think I was at Custom Paints booth. I was talking with those guys about their new product line coming out in January. And I mean, it's like that was my only time that I could actually talk with the actual owner.
That's what was happening to me too. I missed like 3 people. Like you were on my list of wanting to see, and it was like 3 or 4 other people, and I missed them all. It's, you know, it's so big and it's so much stuff to look at. Then I had meetings with other people, so it just snowballed on me. And then, you know, I didn't stay the whole week either, so. You know, we left Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, I think Terry Wilson had the same situation.
Yeah.
I caught him once at Boss Hog Torque Converted with Nelson, and then that was a brief thing. But he was doing the same thing. He was hitting so many of these different, you know, promotion things that he was doing and contacts that he was making because he's doing so many builds.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're there for. Obviously, you know, we're there to try to make connections. Ironically, this is totally mind blowing. We'll see if anything happens from it, and I'll tell you what. I think I know what's going to happen, but we'll see. It was amazing. I'm out by the car, by the Mitsubishi Evo, and that they parked us right next to the Hot Wheels champion, the big champion of the show. So Rutledge Wood was there getting photos and all, and people were coming by looking at the car briefly, like in a split second. But I heard the comments. It's a wrap. It's a sticker. It's a decal. I'm like, oh my God. So I went and got a Post-it note, and I put Post-it notes all around the windshield. Not a wrap. You know, hand painted. All of a sudden, now people are stopping. Some of them are arguing with each other. It's full of crap. It's not a wrap. It's a wrap. And so that was going on. And while I was there, these. There were two Chinese ladies who I'm gonna say late 30s, early 40s. Two of them coming by, and they're speaking in their language, and they're looking at everything, and then they're really studying the brakes on this thing, which were Brembo, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're looking at the brakes, and so they have another guy. They speak very good English, by the way, and so they came to me and said, "Did you consider airbrushing the brake calipers?" And I thought, well, that'd be really cool. I could do it. I said, but what's even better? I said, it would be even cool if we could take some of the art that I have, the lions, the jaguars, the dragons, and do a dip, and then powder coat, and make a licensed product out of it. Actually manufacture these brake, rather than just the word, the logo of the company's name, have artwork go across the entire brake, then incorporate the logo into it. Well, my Lord, these two ladies were like, "Oh, that's a great idea." So they gave me their contact info. They invited me to go to their booth. I spent like an hour and a half over at their booth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, and they were dead serious. They had all my contact. They were instant messaging me for the next like 2 hours. Like, it was so great to talk to you. We'll see if it works out. Personally, I mean, they can get anybody to get, dragon and tiger and jaguar. They can use any of the stock art that they want.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, no one in the industry has put artwork on a licensed level on any of these calipers. It's always just a big logo. I mean, we went to all those booths, right?
Yeah.
And there's no reason you can't have art going across the entire thing. Let's say it was a tiger. You could have literally a profile of a tiger's head and the tiger stripes, and then have the logo of the brand right in the center. It wouldn't even interfere with it. It could be done. Yeah. And with dipping techniques, I'm pretty sure even with the heat, they're high enough heat tolerant that they put them on rims, right?
Yeah.
They dip rims all the time. So I don't know if that'll work out. I mean, they have texted me a couple of times since. We're still.
I hope so.
They're still in the U.S. They're not back home yet.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works. But it's things like that you never know.
Yep.
Yeah, that could happen, and it's just like because everyone's trying to come up with something unique, something that's new in the automotive industry that hasn't been done before.
Mm-hmm.
And we pretty much have done everything with the exception of new technologies, the EVs and stuff. Right. But when it comes to making them look pretty, that's what I do, and I'm hoping this will work out. We'll see.
Oh yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Somebody approached me about did I ever consider doing a wrap license where I license my art for wraps to be put on logos and stuff. And I thought, man, I don't know. The whole idea of hand painted, hand airbrush is what makes a car a winning car. That's what's a show winner. That's what's a best of show, because of that extra handcrafted work that goes into it. And do I really want to do that? But the guy was like telling me, he says, "Ed, that right now, take a look around you. Out of 5,000 cars, how many airbrush mural versions do you see here?" I'm like, 5.
Yeah.
That it's like 99% wrap. Everybody's doing wraps.
But they can't bend the corners.
There you go. They can't do that. But he said a lot of the work you do could be put on it. And he said people would love it. He said, and you can reach 99% of that audience you're not reaching right now. And that is tempting. But he said he didn't think there would be a competition. He said, I don't think that it's going to interfere with your hand painted work, because he said people that want handcrafted, hand painted, and they want to show winner, people that's going to always have its value, but it's to a specific clientele, where the vast majority, whether it's they're doing tuner cars or drifting cars and all that stuff, they don't want to they want the art, but they don't want to put the money into it because they know it's going to get trashed, or they sell the car. So I'm on the fence with it. I'm open to hear, what other people think.
Well, you got to think too, if somebody wants a custom work, like you said, it won't cost them as much, and you can still license or sell them beyond that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it really is. I mean, it is dramatically different as far as, anybody going to a high-end car show, whether Autorama or whatever, even the outdoor shows, the Syracuse show, you got 8,000 cars. You always see that as long as the judging's right and the judging keeps up to maintains the recognition of what custom paint, the work that goes into that, as long as those are recognized, you get huge points when you do hand mural versus a decal. Right. So now you're never going to win best of show, or you shouldn't be winning best of show, if you don't have custom paint in some way. I don't care if it's a solid color, but it's got to be paint, not a decal. Mm-hmm. And so far, that's the case. So I do think the clients that want to be the best of show winners, that want that Fabergé egg, that one of a kind, piece of automotive art that no one else, when they go down the strip or they cruise into their, coffee and cars or whatever, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's hand painted. Wow.
Yeah.
I know that's going to stick around. It is far and few between. It's getting, as it is as an industry. Mostly it's motorcycles. That's where the big jobs are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like, do I want to? Would it be something that they want to do? And I'm not sure. 100 plus designs that they could use. So
yeah. Hey, get the money while you can get it.
Well, there was that. And that's what making connections and hoping that you can score a job from it. We'll see.
So SEMA was pretty good for us too. I mean, I didn't stay as long as I wanted to, but
we all walked. My knees have not recovered from that event.
Yeah, it's a lot of walking.
And
I cheated a lot. I took the Tesla. I took the Tesla thing from building to building.
We did too, and even with that, as a guy that was hanging with us that kind of walked most of the distance. When you walked from like the Circus Hotel, and then you got to the play to walk to there, then you go from there to the opposite end of the the Apex, and then come through to the other side. That's 5 miles.
Yeah.
So we're talking 5 miles just going one way and back, and many of us did it back and forth a couple of times.
Yeah.
We're talking 10 miles a day. I was there for 8 days. I walked 80 miles. That was insane.
Yeah, we ain't spring chickens no more.
No, the legs are telling me you gotta eat. No, don't even think about doing that again.
So every year I'd meet the guys from Pimp My Ride, right? Me and Q are real good friends, and
Pimp My Ride.
I met him, huh?
Pimp My Ride. I remember that show. I loved that show.
Yeah, those are my boys. So I meet Q this year, right? So 10 years ago when we were going, we would go do the whole show all week, go out every night to the industry parties, don't sleep. So I ran into him on Tuesday. Tuesday. So I was like, bro, yesterday we went home at 1:30. We went back to the hotel at 1:30 and took a nap. I was asleep at 3 o'clock. And he's like, man, I sleep every day. He goes, I can't do it no more. And I was the guy that always set up the parties. I called them the jump off, right? So I was like, oh, we're going to the jump off tonight. So I would set up, for the VIP stuff. And so he goes, I noticed you in Texas, because I was sending out a mass text to everybody. And he goes, I noticed in the last couple of years you haven't texted everybody. I was like, man, I'm too old to go out.
Isn't it the truth? Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't drink or anything, but it's just being out all night. I can't do it.
No, I hear you. When we first arrived, Monday night was the kickoff party at Hogs and Heifers. We were doing a fundraiser for the Children's Cancer Research in Nevada. And I was donating a painting, but I also committed to doing a live demo. So I brought all my paint stuff there, and I was doing this live demo. Started at 6 o'clock. It's out in the tar outside, and I had never done that before, but I painted till 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, 12.
Oh, I wish I'd have known that, because we got there Monday night at 9:30, and I was thinking, oh, everybody's probably going back to the hotel and stuff. I don't know. I'd have ran over there.
Oh yeah, no. There was quite a few artists there at 9:30. I think everybody left at 10. Most people left. There was about 4 of us that stuck around. I was just damned if I was determined to finish some of the work that I was doing. I had a crowd watching, so I was like, all right. But boy, at the end of that night, I'm like, my knees are killing me. My back's killing me because I'm on cement, standing up like this the whole time airbrushing. But yes, we're not young anymore, man. It just
new age.
It sucks. But we're like an old used car that's been maintained well, that needs tires more often, springs more often. That's all.
Yep.
So I saw your coverage, man. You were everywhere at that SEMA. I mean, you were just like walking the whole. The other thing too, that I didn't see it until it was in your video. They put a wall up that literally blocked the ability to see all the artwork. They had art prints and stuff like Chip Foos's art and all those other art.
Yeah.
We missed it every time because when we were coming down that center aisle, there was a wall there, and it was behind the wall.
Oh, yeah.
I never know until I saw it in your video.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I started the live thing. I was just going to do it for a few minutes, and I ended up doing it for about an hour and a half, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to do that at PRI too, because
So
I got a lot of good responses from it. So I think I'm going to do it at PRI.
awesome. Do me a favor if you could, since you're going to be at PRI and I won't be able to. When you go over to PowerTube TV, and they should have a display of what I'm doing right now, just give me a quick photo or two of it.
Yeah, I will. Yep.
Okay. How's your bus? How's the schoolie doing?
Oh man, it's coming. I'm knocking off stuff, every day I'm knocking something else off. So I'm working on the bathroom and the kitchen. I'm building the cabinets and the
For that. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm getting that stuff done. I'm doing the plumbing. I'm just knocking stuff off, man. It's starting to get fun.
The cabinetry work you do. I saw the time lapse version of it, but man, you're doing this really high end. You're going all out. You're not cutting any corners.
I'm trying to, yeah. It's gonna be our house. I mean,
yeah. How far along? What percentage would you say you are? How far into it now?
probably 60.
Holy moly! Okay. 60.
Yeah, maybe around 60%. Because once I get the plumbing in, and I have to still do the front half of the spray foam. I ran out of spray foam, so I got to buy another kit. So once I finish that part, then it's all just building. It's gonna go pretty quick. I should be done in the spring.
In the spring. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, did you just basically buy brand new RV equipment, or did you customize your own regular houseware type stuff?
Yeah, pretty much customize everything. Only thing I really got from an RV, I took the windows out of an RV, old RV, the windows, the awning, and that's about it. Everything else is all bought.
Now, what are you thinking of calling this? Like, what is, everyone tries to, like, their RVs, they always have a name for it. What are you thinking?
Well, my wife wants to call it Claire because her mom's middle name was Claire. So
okay,
Claire.
So Claire.
Yeah. So, but the YouTube channel is the Busting Out Schoolie.
Yes.
Because I'm busting out of here.
Oh yeah.
So I'm putting that on, and I think I'm gonna do some vinyl art on it. My wife loves. Oh, she might be listening. Dang it.
Oh yeah.
Don't close your ears, girl.
You can't give it away.
Yeah, I won't give it away. So yeah, I'm gonna put some stuff on it.
Okay. Gotcha. I got you.
But I got it painted except for half of one side. I got it painted, but I need to put another coat on it. I was painting it and it got dark on me. I was like, oh, I'll finish it tomorrow. So the next day it got cold, and it's been cold ever since.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go over to Tyler's in a couple of weeks maybe, and pull it in his garage and finish off that little side, and finish the spray foam. Yeah. So once I get that done, it's gonna fly.
Now, of course, Tyler. Well, I keep hearing the legends of his cooking, his barbecues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they don't play.
I gotta stop by again. It's just I'm in a timeline frame. I wind up not going through Youngstown. I have to cut down south before that on 99. But I go through there. I'm going to stop by and say hello to you.
No.
On my way back from Ohio, because as soon as I got back in from SEMA, I literally had to drive 11 hours the next day to head down to like Cincinnati area, and then turn around, fly back, and get back as fast as I could. I was pulling the trailer. Our RV, we had left our RV there during the Renaissance Fair. Yeah. So, man, I want to stop by so bad because I want to check out everybody and see.
Well, we're real close to 80. So if you get off the exit on 80, the second exit into Youngstown,
yeah,
Tyler's shop is 2 miles from the exit.
Yeah, I know. It was right there. Well, it's got to happen, man. It's got to happen. I got to do it, especially before the snow comes. Yeah, by the way, are you going to Syracuse to the July show, the big Syracuse Nationals?
I'm not sure. I'm working on some bookings. So I got to reach out to them and see if I can book a celebrity there. I'm trying to get that going. See, COVID really messed up the whole industry, so I'm trying to get back flowing with the celebrity stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be reaching out to all of them.
Well, I know the guy Paul who's running the charity thing. He's running the Brush Fest that goes on. Artists get in there and they start doing panels and pinstriping and so forth. He's invited me to go to that. So I've thought about it. I've never been to the Syracuse Nationals. It's only about 3 hours from me.
Mhm.
So I thought, you know what? I'll bring the Dragon Lord van there, and I'll contact whoever's running it. I don't know if it's the same guy who does Motorama. He recently passed away. That gentleman. I don't know if he was connected with Syracuse.
Was his name Rich? Maybe Richard.
That sounds familiar.
He died.
He was in his 60s. He was only about 63, 64 years old. And he passed a month ago. So that kind of threw Motorama into a tizzy.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of interior shows, that one is in January at the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania Farm Complex. So Motorama that we had done at one time, doing an indoor show. That's exciting. Trying to drive our van, that custom van, in the snow.
Yeah.
My wife had to do it that one year. She was like knuckling it the whole way.
Yeah, Syracuse, they get some snow.
Yeah. So I'll have to check into it and see if my hope was that I could come in with the van and maybe even the Evo, because Todd and Melissa was like, hey, wherever you want us to go, we'd love to check it out. So we'll see.
Right.
So at least we know it's good weather.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'm gonna get some of the fellas in.
Yeah.
Help chat with us. But man, I'm sad I didn't get to really talk to you like I wanted to, man. Because we have good talks.
We're going to do it.
Yeah. All right.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
Papa Squirrel, you want in? Give me a thumbs up or down. All right. What's up, fellas?
How's everyone tonight?
Oh,
Another day of fun.
Trying to survive.
Yeah.
You,
Well, I
you
found
were,
out what.
you were talking about Harrisburg and Autorama and the snowstorms in January that get sometimes. I can remember a few.
They're no joke.
We went through a really bad one last year on our way down to Detroit. So that was really fun for caravan, 4 trucks and trailers and high-dollar show cars and ice buildup, inch thick on the front of tow trucks. It was great.
There was
Remember
few
those
years
days.
in the Honda Fit trying to get to Tulsa for the February show. And the Model A, that was the first year the Model A was supposed to be at the Tulsa show. And at the last minute, I said, Sherry, we're taking the Honda. I'm not risking trying to get the Model A out there and back. There's going to be too much bad weather. We're not much past you guys heading west somewhere in Ohio, and stopped for gas. And I'm like, well, it's not too bad. We can go for a little while and see how things do. Next thing I know, I'm like, Sherry, next hotel we see, we're taking it. We're getting off the highway. The next day, there were trucks all over the road.
Yeah.
I think
we're in that snow belt. It comes down from Michigan and it swings through Cleveland, comes across us, goes over to Buffalo. I mean, that's the monster.
it was
belt.
it was
Sorry
a
about that.
snap. All of a sudden, it wasn't a whiteout blizzard, but it was all of a sudden quick accumulation that they lost it on the.
Louis, you consider that lake effects now?
Yeah, we get it. Yep.
Yeah, that's
We get it more than Cleveland. It comes from Cleveland across the lake, but it skips them and it swings by and hits us. It's weird. Yep, and it goes over to Buffalo. We send it east.
well, Buffalo's almost the same thing. Buffalo itself doesn't get the snow. You go a little further past Buffalo and they get wiped out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-oh, who got shot?
Oh, that's standard around here, man. This is Texas. That was an acorn hitting the roof of the building.
Oh yes, we have that in our Renaissance Fair building in Michigan. We got a tree above us, an old tree, and it loads acorn. We have a metal roof. Man, when those acorns come down, everybody like a massive fire going on. Like people are just shooting everybody. Oh yeah, that'll scare the crap out.
If you don't know what's going on, then yes, you'll jump or flinch or think somebody just got shot.
Yep. Now, Papa Squirrel, you're another one I missed at SEMA. I was looking for everybody. I missed everybody.
I don't know where you were. I never found you.
Yeah, I mean, the first day that was on Tuesday. Well, yeah, Tuesday. Like I said, I went home. I went back to the hotel at 1:30. Man, I was beat. Me and the wife went and laid down. So I missed a lot of people that day. But then I was in a couple meetings Wednesday, and then Thursday we left. We went to SEMA early, but then we left at 3. So I didn't get to see people I needed to see. But it was some nice stuff out there. Really nice.
I didn't see anybody that I recognized or talked to before there, but oh my God, the vehicles.
Yeah, they were tough this year.
Yeah.
Yep, a lot of new people.
Good talking to you and your wife, Papa Squirrel.
I remember that.
Yep, we got to get the whole Plan and Traffic crew out there one year. We have a great time.
It's going to be trouble.
Yeah, we have a great time, man.
What is
I
your
got to get them.
trouble? Because it may differ from mine.
Do what now?
I said, what is your definition of trouble? Because that may differ from mine.
Well, let's see. It's stuff you don't talk about, and you make sure the cops are nowhere around.
Sounds like Paul.
Similar.
So yeah, Ray's at a sling ding somewhere, dressed up. So, what happened to? All right, let me get him back in.
There we go.
All right. So the reason I brought up this topic tonight about behind the scenes, when I was hauling cars, I went to a TV show. I took my son. He was probably 10 years old, 10 or 11. And so it was a reality show, car show. And when they said cut and then did it again, it ruined TV for him. Till today, he'll still say, "Oh, that's not real." He goes, "It was ruined. I was ruined."
He's not wrong.
Yeah, so that's what I thought about that today. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we take for granted or don't realize. You know, a lot of work is being put in before you see it.
Well, that's what my wife and I really love is the behind the scenes stuff because thanks, Kat.
That's the baby, huh?
Yeah, 15 years old.
Oh, God bless.
Wow.
Nope.
She's the one my daughter found in a trash dumpster because somebody had thrown her and a bunch of other kittens away. Just threw them in a dumpster.
There's some sick people in the world, ain't it?
Yes, it is. She had to bottle feed that cat for several weeks before she got big enough to learn to eat on her own.
Yeah.
And she's a character. She weighs about 5 pounds, but I guarantee you anything comes in this yard that she doesn't want, she'll charge it.
Fight
So
it.
I gotta watch it because, luckily I don't have a lot of visitors, so I don't have to keep reminding people that there's going to be a black wall of fur coming at you shortly.
Watch out for the attack cat.
That's exactly it.
I got 2 of them in the garage now. These little things are wild. I don't know if you can see them or not.
Yeah, I see one.
A little bit.
Got both of them.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, hi.
These things are going crazy, and I'm thinking just a couple more weeks they should be able to go in and out of the garage by themselves.
Oh,
I
that'd be
think
good.
they're a little bit too small to be just letting wild.
What's the funny thing about this cat is she likes to sleep on top of me. And because I got that CPAP machine on, I can't do any rolling because I had to learn not to roll, or the machine would come apart and make lots of noise and everything else.
Wake everybody up.
Oh yeah, mostly my wife would wake me up, which is no thank you. So I've known her to lay on my chest for about 5 or 6 hours, and she'll get up early in the morning and run outside and do her thing, and then come back in.
Mhm.
You know,
So, Papa Squirrel, what was you gonna say about behind the scenes?
oh, love behind the scenes, because I like to know how they do stuff,
Mhm.
and
Well, being one who has done a lot of work behind the scenes, not for the TV shows, but for setting up and tearing down and prepping cars to go to high-end events, and it's a lot of fun and it's a lot of headache.
I imagine it would be.
It's a lot of work to prep a car to go to Pebble Beach.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Ooh.
It's a lot of work just to prep a car. The Rockville car show, it's kind of or St. Michael's car show, Concourse car show. And then when you show up and you're the one that's put all the work into this car, but it's the owner that gets to sit there and drink champagne and rub his elbows with all his other buddies. And the people who do that work, they get paid. They don't get credit.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, somebody needs to show that, hey, there's a lot more than just a blank check that goes on here.
Oh yeah.
Very much so.
When I was doing my magazine, that was my main theory, is to go to like small garages and hometown builders, because they're building incredible stuff, but they're just not on TV, or they'd never be seen except for the little car shows. They don't have the money to go to the big shows to show their cars off, to unveil. So I'm always have a heart for, the small guy or even a big guy that's just not on TV doing incredible work.
When you sit down and really pay attention to what it costs. Now, the Rat Rod Magazine Build Off Challenge and their $5,000 cap target number. When you sit down and do one on paper, buddy, it's hard to stay under $5,000 and build something that's safe.
Yeah.
And reliable. It is rather challenging. Labor's labor. It all takes something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. The cost of building the car, okay, there's going to be a lot of people that are taking that challenge, and the other build-off challenge, the OP build-off. There's a lot of build-off challenges going on now. That seems to be a thing that's catching on. It's fantastic. Travel expense for me to go to the Rat Rod Magazine Build Off Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
From where I live, the amount of time that you're not at work working, you've got to take that into consideration. So if you make $1,000 a week and you're spending a week on the road, it's
You're not making $1,000 a week.
Imagine you're taking vacation time or not. It's your time. It's valuable to somebody somewhere. So you got to take that into effect. And then you got the gas and the travel expense, and the hotel stays, and the T-shirts, and the food, and the entry fees, and how long you're gone. This shit adds up quick. You can have a $10,000 week if you have a family and not blink.
Oh yeah. Now, when I retire next year, I'm gonna try to set my travels up to hit all the things I need to hit, all the different shows and runs and all that kind of stuff. That's gonna be my main focus. But like you said, it's the time, or it's the money. It won't be my time anymore because I'll be retired, but the money, you know what I mean? But like I said to Ed, I'm working on getting my booking agency back popping like it's supposed to be. And so that'll pay for my travels to shows. When I book somebody for a show, my travel paid for. So
correct. you have spent many years developing your image, your brand of selling yourself. Now it's time for people to pay for your knowledge, your network of people that you reach out to.
Right.
That is worth something to somebody.
Oh yeah.
And that's a valuable skill that very few. You're the one that has that, not anybody else.
Yep. So that's my plan. I'm gonna roll around in the bus until they tell me I can't come no more.
Well, there's so many events, and I believe you'd be welcome just about anywhere you went.
We'll save you a parking spot up in Detroit.
Sounds good.
There you go.
So I'm also gonna be filming too. I'm gonna try to do a I'm gonna add it into planning traffic, like plan traffic on the road. We're gonna stop at different builders or different companies and do walkthroughs and stuff like that too. So that's part of the plan. Yep. As long as they, give me some chicken, I'll be good. I'm coming. Had the chicken ready.
There's 7 of them out in the chicken coop right now. Come and pick one.
Yeah.
Hell, pick 2 or 3
I gotta bring my own seasoned salt.
if you would like. Bring your own machete too, because the reason they're still out there is because I just don't know how to clean and dress one.
Yeah, me either. My wife would do it. She could have that part of it.
Damn, what do we do? 25 of them in one day after we'd gotten a bunch of straight run of chicks. And so we killed all the roosters, and that was about 30 of them. I asked my son, who was 10 years old, I said, Michael, what do you want for supper tonight? Dad, I want anything but chicken.
That's my wife. I was like, what do you want? I want chicken. Why do you even ask?
Oh, I love chicken, but
It's so
I'm
delicious.
not a big fan of chicken. I like eggs.
oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
And my hens are no longer laying eggs, so they're of no use to me anymore.
Oh, you know why? You gotta offset. You gotta get a different time schedule on different birds. My sister-in-law has chickens, so they lay eggs one season, then the next season they don't. So then you have your other set of chickens. They lay eggs, so it covers the whole year.
Yeah, I think my chickens are just old and dried out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a thing called a fairy egg. Fairy eggs are actually real. They're miniature eggs. And
Yeah.
basically when the hen starts drying out and down to her last several eggs, she'll start tossing out these fairy eggs. It's basically an egg with no yolk. They're fine to eat. It's just egg white. But I had a bunch of those not long ago, and now my chickens. Now I'm not getting any more eggs, so they're just old and done.
Yeah.
It's time to turn them into stews and soups.
Yeah, except for I don't know how to do that.
Well, there is YouTube. You can
Right.
Google
There's
anything.
that.
I watch guys fix cars all day, become
Oh, yeah.
master welders, masters of disaster.
YouTube.
Thank God for
YouTube.
YouTube. You can do it all.
YouTube certified.
Good train.
YouTube University.
I'll pass on that YouTube education. I'm jumping in the car. Brian, are you going to go to the tool or to the pie run on Thanksgiving morning?
No,
No, you say that with disappointment.
sorry. I got a house full of people coming Thanksgiving, and I don't have time to play. I got 15 pounds of potatoes to peel. I'm on
Oh,
a strict
God.
schedule.
Sounds like all the more reason to leave the house.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you're going out for a pack of cigarettes.
Right.
I'm gonna tell. I had a a friend back in the day when his dad told him to take the trash out and don't come back. That would be the problem. The wife will tell me not to come back if I don't peel those potatoes. So, and I know you guys, as much as you guys talk about it, there is no way in the world you want the fat white guy to show up in his tighty whitey sitting on your couch one morning when you come down the stairs.
Hey, as long as you don't hold the remote.
I'm going to tell you something. You walk down the stairs and see me sitting on your couch. Boy, that ain't going to be a good sign.
It knows,
So,
it knows,
I love
it
you,
knows
but you don't want me. Nobody does. So
I'm doing a quick run up to Maryland, and I'm gonna hit the pie run before I head back to Texas on Thanksgiving morning.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
we got a household of people coming, so no time to play.
so during the week I posted the Lamborghini story. Is that a movie coming out? You know?
I do not know. That story is very close to the story I was told back when I was working on with those cars.
Mhm.
I hope it is a movie that comes out like that.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be good. I'm a Lambo guy, man. I've always liked Lamborghinis better than the Ferraris.
Okay.
So that means you truly do know the history of how Lamborghini got started from doing farm and agricultural equipment into building cars.
Yep.
So you understand that is 95% accurate.
You know how many businesses have started like that? They're not happy with a product, and the product don't take care of them, so they go make their own.
Right.
Exactly what he did.
Now, some of that early Lamborghini stuff, it was just too far ahead of its time to truly be appreciated.
Yeah. See, I think let's see, which one did I ever ride in? Diablo, from Diablo to new is as far as I go back.
See, Diablo, I seen them. I've moved one around a parking lot, but no, that's nothing to me. The early Lamborghinis, the 350 GT, the 400 GT2 plus 2, the Espada, the Jarama, the Mura, those were badass Lamborghinis. Then the Countach was introduced, and the Countach was the early one, the late 60s one that actually has a periscope for its rearview mirror. That is badass.
Oh yeah.
But
One
yeah,
on Cannonball Run.
it's the one earlier to the one on Cannonball Run.
Is it?
Yeah, it's basically the prototype for that car. That was badass. I'll see if I can find pictures of it. I know I have some pictures of it. It's just a matter of where the picture is, and I'll send it to you. The car is green. I want to say it was 69.
Yeah.
And it was the number 3. It wasn't a prototype. It's whatever the type of car they make after the prototype, but it still wasn't a production car.
Mm-hmm. So let's go around the horn here. What's your favorite Lambo?
My favorite Lamborghini, it would have to be the Jarama.
Okay. What years was that?
Mid 60s. Hold on a second.
All right, Ed, shoot.
Countach,
Countach?
uh, 79.
79?
I'm Porsche, so
Oh.
just keep going.
just pass on by.
Just
All right, Papa Squirrel.
I don't like any of those cars because they're too hard to work on. And I'll never have enough money to pay somebody to work on it all the time. So
All right.
I stick with American cars.
Oh, yeah.
Justin?
Probably Countach. I don't have much experience at all with any Lamborghini stuff, but that'd probably be the one.
Jim?
Well, they say the Lambo Countach, the first year was 74.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first year for a Countach.
I didn't think 60s was.
I'll
Why-
take
Don't
I'll
ask me.
take pictures of this one, and I want to say it was 69.
As far as Lambos, whatever the newest one is, because I want all the bells and whistles.
Oh, the new ones are hot. Now,
No doubt.
I've moved some celebrity ones. I think the Murcielago is my favorite because I could fit in it and
Oh, yeah.
I've got to really drive it.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of them that I really got to drive. So the Murcielago is probably my favorite.
I'm trying to think if that's the one we had in the shop. We had one in the shop like 4 or 5 years ago. Put like a splitter on it. That was it.
Yeah.
That might have been the one.
But that new SUV is a beast. The Lamborghini SUV is, I forget what it's called. I can't remember the name of it is. But a friend of mine in New York, he has the first one that ever came into the States.
That was at SEMA too. I think that one you're talking about was at SEMA.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Here's Cover Man 66.
But his camera's off.
He's
What's
somewhere.
up?
Turn your camera on.
Terry.
You in witness protection?
Camera's coming on. For some reason, it doesn't want to show up. I don't know what y'all guys do. Y'all hack into my computer? What's up? I can see Ed Beards up in the house. Hold on a sec. Let's see.
What the heck did you do to your computer, Terry? Because that's a there you go. It's got lines.
All right, Terry. So
No.
we're on the Lambo. What's your favorite Lambo?
Not
Yeah, were you taking over the screen? What's going on here?
Diablo, of course.
Diablo.
Yep. Lamborghini Diablo.
Okay.
See here, well, of course, there we go. Well, now
No,
Now,
that's Louis Lee.
they do show this being a 69 Countach. So I don't know if it wasn't until like 74, the production wise. They labeled that car right there is labeled.
69, what are you showing as a 69 Countach?
Yeah. So this is they have this labeled as a 69 Countach.
Mm-hmm.
That looks similar, yes.
So I don't know if like 70 when they say what the first year for the Countach and they say 74, I don't know if that was production wise. Maybe these were test pilots or prototypes or
They didn't they didn't call it a prototype. They didn't call it a mule. I can't remember the name that they called it, but it was basically there was 3 of them, and it was basically the prototype to the Countach.
The executives probably drove him, huh?
now this one here they call a Tumbla 69, and it's very similar. I don't know if I can get the picture big enough.
All right, here's another question. When you were a kid, what was your poster on your wall? What was your
Farrah
absolute-
Fawcett
Fair Fawcett.
You can't drive her.
and Cheryl Ladd, right? And Raquel Welch. Those were the 3 girls that said those were my Charlie's Angels. So, Susan Anton. I'm sorry, Susan Anton, Farrah Fawcett, and Raquel Welch. Those were my Charlie's Angels. So
That's
I
it.
didn't have a Lambo on my wall. So
So Brian, you appreciate this. I had a Porsche. Porsche
Oh,
was
yeah?
my car. Yeah, when I was a kid. Yep.
I had the 2007, I think, ish era Shelby GT500. Big
2007.
poster.
And then I had a
Bruce
life-size poster of Marilyn Monroe behind the door. So when you close the door, she was standing at the door.
Life-size.
So
I had
Hey,
Bruce
where you
Lee
at?
on my wall.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, yeah.
Why are you in? And what's did the old lady beat you up? You weren't covering up bruises or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in this thing, man. I don't know what it is. Hold
Try
on. Let me see. I'm
Took
gonna
over the
I'm gonna
screen.
log out and come back in.
yeah.
Let's
We're
see.
taking over the screen.
When in doubt, reboot.
When in doubt,
When in
reboot.
doubt,
Exactly.
reboot. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, so
I don't know,
Porsche was
maybe
my
I was a
car.
weird kid.
Actually, I'm still a Porsche guy. If I could come across like a 911, I think I wouldn't mind have one in the garage.
Yeah, I'm mad at myself. I passed so much of that stuff up that I wish. I mean, at one time, I had one sitting here.
There's Terry.
I had one sitting. It was nothing special, but now it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be special, dude. Those things are arm and a leg just to look at.
Yeah, and they got cheap for a little bit. Like,
yeah, they were cheap.
What's
for a
this? What's
long
this?
time.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Porsches.
Porsches.
Porsche 911s.
912, 911, 914.
Anything from the air-cooled era.
Yeah, anything
Always-
with the air
I
cool
always-
now is $100,000. You can't even.
Your favorite
Man,
Porsche is
I
always
had
been
a
the Carrera.
I had a blown up motor, a 911 motor. I had a blown up motor, and I had guys fighting over it who were going to buy it.
and
You
that's
can't
right.
find
Favorite
anything
Porsche?
for it.
Favorite Porsche got to be a Carrera.
Yeah.
Around that whole 1980 era, I like that. I like those Carreras.
Yeah.
I always liked them. They look like a little flattened VW, like stretched out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of VWs, like I have to give up a car that's on my bucket list, which was a VW camper. I can't fit in that thing. Me and Louis Lee tried at SEMA.
We were stuck.
Yeah.
I can barely fit in one of those.
Yeah.
I mean-
BC had a was it electric or was it
electric.
he had like an older Volkswagen camper, like maybe like I'd probably say in the 60s, maybe 58, somewhere around there. And
All electric.
I had to shoehorn myself in there. The video's coming out probably tomorrow. And it just wasn't a good look for
It
me.
was
And
so
I was
small.
so disappointed.
I could reach out and clean the headlights off from inside.
Yeah.
That's how close the dash is to us.
No protection whatsoever. If you do a head on, you're over.
Yeah, done.
You get there before the
Oh,
car does.
You got this little thin piece of sheet metal that's between that and the road. You're
Yeah,
over.
lights. That's it.
The lights. That's it. You got the lights protect your knee.
Yeah, we had
Done.
we had a tool distributor killed that way when those Isuzus because there's nothing in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
On a cab over truck on the Isuzu. He was going down and another truck was turning and the trailer kicked out the ends and it was went right through the cab.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, you gotta learn to pick up your feet and jump. Hopefully whatever comes through the cab will miss you.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, when I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, there's no protection whatsoever. Not even bars. I mean, you're right above the wheel. Your ass is pretty much the front tire, and it's not a good deal.
Yeah, you got the tire.
You don't want to get in head-on collision on anything, but still, this is just like,
Yeah, if you get hit, the tire's gonna come up your butt.
you're done.
Yeah, you smash
it's
both
like-
ways.
It's like the early vans, 60s, and that had the motor in between the driver and the passenger. There
Yeah.
wasn't nothing in front of you.
Mhm.
No.
You're gonna get it. And so the best thing to do is drive very defensively and get another
You
vehicle.
don't hit but what happens? Someone like cross the line and hit you. You're just, I mean, ugh.
Yeah.
You're going for the ride.
So, Papa Squirrel, do you have a Carmen Gear?
My wife does.
Well, you're married. It's yours too. Don't tell her.
You're right.
I have trouble getting into that thing now.
I bet.
Those are hot right now, man. Or they always been
Carmen
hot.
Gears,
really.
yeah.
For the last 20 years, they've been pretty popular.
Yep.
Well, shortly after we got married, someone had one here in town, and we got it for $1,500.
Really?
Yeah, hardly. It had never had the nose broken. Nobody had front ended it, so it was still good.
Shoot, you can't touch it now for even $5 grand, 10 grand. I bet.
I had one
I-
for a short time. I kicked myself for ever getting rid of it, but it was so bad, rusted, that I knew that I'd never get around to it. And it was a quick flip. I always wanted to put a 912 motor in it.
Now that'd have been fun.
Yeah.
Yep. My old boss had a 66 Beetle with a 912 motor in it, and that was a real fun car to drive.
Did it do wheel stands?
No, but it moved. It moved
Yeah.
down the road. It still had the 6-volt system, so I used to call it a little glow worm because you see the headlights glowing down the road, and it was a faded out red, and it was I call it a glow worm. See that thing coming down the road, and he accelerate, and he start to light up a little bit.
You can't even touch Beetles anymore. Everything's high.
Yeah, all that stuff's crazy. Anything air cooled, dude. I'm telling you, anything air cooled is absolutely insane. So,
All right, next question. What's your getaway car?
Found it. I found it. It's going to be hard to see. This is a picture from 2006. I'm going to get in a little bit of trouble for revealing this photo.
it's all right. There's only 9 people watching, so don't worry.
Right. Okay.
Holy smokes.
See
You're right.
this
That's hard to see.
is the collage right here. That is looking down on top of the car. And then that is the back view of the car.
Moving in a little closer.
Yeah, bring it closer to the camera. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
And then, like I said, that is the top view of the car.
Yeah, I think I had that poster. I had a red one. Probably
no,
the next
sir,
year,
did
the
not.
next year up from the Cannonball Run.
Now, this is the Ferrari Club of America 2006 National Rally. This was not a poster at the rally. This was not a poster for the rally. This is a private photographer who was a special guest who put this together. That guy went on to work for the Discovery Channel. Actually, I think he was working for the Discovery Channel when he did this. Hell of a nice guy, real good car enthusiastic person, and he did fantastic work. But a lot of people got in a lot of trouble for pictures at that event, and there was a lot of controversy over this poster. But I knew I had it. Actually, I think I got 2. So the bidding starts at
$1.98.
plus shipping and handling.
Yeah.
I'll send you my UPS number. Don't worry.
All right, so Ed, what was the car got away from you?
The car. Well, it did. It really didn't get away from me. I had it in my possession, but this is the true story. So I had a 77 Standard Edition Trans Am, 6.6 400. It had a little bit of a leak in one of the head gaskets, so I knew it was starting to get tired. Right, this thing was beautiful, but it was a white gold. So it had white leather, and it was beautiful. Anyways, I was young when I had it. I didn't have shit money to maintenance it, but I'm driving it around, and my wife and I were dating at the time, and we were racing on the highway. She had her car, and I had the Trans Am, and we're going in and out of off ramps and on ramps. 2 in the morning, there's nobody on the road, but there was a cop, and so this cop followed. I saw him, and I went, shit, I gotta get out of there. So I ditched, and I wound up going down a side street that I thought I knew the neighborhood, but I actually got stuck in a cul-de-sac where my friend lived. So I pulled in quick into my friend's driveway, I got way ahead of the cop. Knocked on the door. I said, "Dude, I got to get this car in the garage, please. I got to get the car in the garage. He's coming. The cop's coming. I'm stuck. I can't get out." This guy was just waiting at the end of the cul-de-sac, so he knew I was in there. So I got the car in. I crashed that night. The next morning, that cop is still waiting outside the driveway.
Really?
Yep. So I just went. He goes just like this to me. He says, "So here's the deal." He said, "I cannot give you a ticket right now." He says, "You're not in the car." He said, "But the second you drive out of this driveway, I am impounding this car. You're gonna lose the car. It's gonna cost you thousands. You're gonna go to court because I'm gonna whack you for like doing 140 and a 50 or whatever the hell it was." And so I just went like this to myself. I went, "Huh, really? Okay." I said, "So the car's getting towed. What towing service do you guys use?" Well, the guy mentions the towing service, and I know the guy who owns the towing company. And I was on the fence with like, okay, there's a shit ton of money I got to put into this. It has a blown head. I might as well sell the car. So I called the guy up while the cop's waiting outside, just waiting for me. And I had the tow truck, the one that runs for the city. He comes over, he pays me, I don't know, it was like $700, and he took this car away. And I told the cop and I said, "Thanks a lot for the sale." But in actuality, oh my God, if I had that car today, it was all I had to do was fix the motor. The body was in great shape. Everything was 100% original.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's the car that got away from me.
That's terrible. Jim?
Oh, I still miss my '69 Camaro.
69.
Yeah, that's the one I did the motor for, did the tranny for, did the rear for, got painted. That was my car. But I grew up.
Kids.
No kids, but I ended up getting a real job, an adult job, and the Camaro just wasn't going to be a good car for that.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a '83 Monte SS.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved that car. My first brand new car, loved it. Every show I went to, if people would look at it, and I'm like, "Guys, it's a brand new Monte. Who cares?" But people were attracted to it. I mean, I had guys with show cars come over to my car and take a look at it. I was like, "Wow, that was a good car."
Because that was the first year the SS came out. And they was like, "What the hell?"
Yep. It was the first year. It was the first year for the SS, and mine was blue.
The silver blue.
Well, I don't know if it was silver blue, but
What car are
basically,
we talking about?
what's that?
What car are we talking about?
'83 Monte Carlo SS.
82 Monte Carlo SS.
83 was the first year.
82 bench seat, column shift, blue with white white outline on the interior. Bench
That's the
seat,
one.
column shift. By 85, you could get them a couple different ways.
Yeah, they started coming out in other colors.
None with a tune port and a stick.
No, you could not get a tune port and a stick. However, in 1985, I lost control of one that started doing the G body shuffle on me. Car was 6 weeks old and wrapped itself around a tree.
Oh, wow.
That happens, I hear. I heard that.
Yeah, that happens.
1983 was the first year Super Chevy went to Maple Grove. So I was like, "Hey, I'm taking the Camaro and I'm gonna race it. I'm gonna race it at the show." But by the show was in July, and that's when sold the Camaro, picked up the Monte. I picked up the Monte the Thursday before. It rained on Friday, and so Saturday we drove down to Pennsylvania. And Sunday I said, "Look, guy, switch it to and just enter it in the show." And I think I'll just park it in the show, walk around, and all this other stuff. So that's what I do. I just park it, hung out with a couple of the car show guys, walked around, met a couple of my friends who were racing, went back, and the guy, and I was going to pull over to the pit side because the show was breaking up, and one of the car show judges is coming. "Where are you going?" It's like, I'm moving, and he was like, "No, you can't go anywhere. You won." I won because it was the best original. The best original Chevy. They didn't have a class for the separate Montes yet. And because the thing was literally rolled off the showroom floor and onto the show field, I ended up winning with that car.
Sweet.
I've owned a lot of those Monte Carlos and Malibus and Pontiac Grand Prix and Buick Regals and Oldsmobile Cutlasses. So many of those cars, and at one point in time, they were free. They were all over.
Now they're $5,000 for a piece of junk.
Worth some money now.
Yep. I'm a Cutlass guy. I've had 5, 6 of them. That's my car. I had a 73, 75.
You had a Cutlass Supreme. You had a Cutlass Calais. You had a Cutlass
Salon.
You had a Cutlass 442. You had the Hearst edition to the Cutlass Salon. You had the Landau edition to the Cutlass Supreme. You had them available with 307 Oldsmobile motors. You had them available with 305 Chevrolet motors. Those things were all over the place.
I got my eyes on a Hearst. One of my boys got one, and I got my eyes on it. Got the T-tops. It's a 73.
Nice.
It's a nice car.
Yeah. I showed my wife the other day trying to see if I can get authorization.
Was 73 the one that had the swivel bucket seats, or was that 74, 75?
Yeah.
73. Yep.
Okay.
73 when they changed that body style from like the Monte Carlo and the Grand Prix to like the long one, which was that's when they came with that swivel. That was 73. 73 was the first year the Grand Prix getting long and the Monte Carlo getting long. So the whole fleet, the Cutlasses and all that, they all changed up as well. So they were just like, okay, let's offer something special. You know, I would like a Grand Am. Grand Ams were cool with the little squishy noses.
Yeah.
That was a nice car.
Am.
Remember the Can-Am?
Yeah.
Can-Am, yep. I remember that.
There's a couple here on Long Island. They're perfect original condition.
Nice.
And Ray probably knows who they are too.
See, as I was growing up, I had to sell something to get something else. So that's how I lost my cars. I had to, you know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The 73 El Camino was, I think that's my favorite El Camino. I take that over like a 70 El Camino.
That's the Chevelle front end?
You know what it is? 73 El Camino kind of looked chopped. It was a lot more room. It was a pretty car, and it was like, I think it's an underrated muscle car. I really do.
I like the El Caminos.
I would go with that 73, 74 El Camino, but I'd want the Laguna S3 nose on the front of it.
That's always looked good. Yes, that would look good.
I even like
that
the
would
80s.
Look good because you get rid of that ugly bumper. That's the only downside to the El Camino 73 El Camino. Those big metal bumpers.
So you go with the Laguna S3 front end. The Laguna S3 is the same platform as the El Camino, or the El Camino is the same as that one. So then you can do the 4-speed and the 454 like came in Laguna S3s.
Or you could just throw an LS in that thing with a 6-speed, which is the route I would go.
Okay.
You get good gas mileage.
I'm still
from that era with terrible
LSs. However, I have a new respect for the Atlas I6. I have the ultimate new respect for that Atlas I6 engine.
Where's that running?
The 4.2 Trailblazer 6-cylinder.
Oh yeah. We had the guy on here that's hopping those up.
I've been learning more and more about it. That is what's going to go into the build-off car. The junkyard that I work for, they think they're junk.
Yeah. Yep.
They're all laughing at me like, why? Come on, Paul. We got all these other engines around here. You want one of those? I give those things away. I throw them away. Here.
Yeah, you should get many as you can because they're going to be the new LS. They're not going to be as strong as the LSs, but they're a reasonable price. So that's going to be something hot. You know what I mean?
From what I'm seeing, man, and you can put it in places that or even a tighter fit than that the LS is.
Yep.
Some guy used one in a Datsun 280Z. Okay, take the Datsun 6-cylinder out, put this 4.2 liter 6-cylinder in. He's screaming around 20 miles to the gallon on the streets, no problem.
Yep. Yeah, that guy that was on here, he's getting I think 1,000 horse out of his. 700 to 1,000.
750 to 1,000 horsepower is average numbers. You can go more. All I want is the 300 horsepower that these things make to start with.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you can do a lot with 300 horsepower in a 2,000-pound car.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you can get it cheap. Remember when it used to cost you like $1,000 a horse or something crazy?
That's why everybody used small block Chevrolets.
Yeah.
There's so much available. There's so many of them. They're cheap to build. You used to be able to get 350 4-bolt main steel crank truck motors out of the junkyard for $100 every week. Throw a bunch of nitrous on it, blow it up, go get another one. But those days are gone. But these 6-cylinders, these things are pretty badass.
Yep.
Luckily, everybody LS in the world because there's a million LS motors out there. I mean, they came literally in everything.
Yep.
And some of them,
I got a bunch of
all aluminum LS. Good Lord.
But they're bulletproof. The bottom ends are bulletproof.
Not quite, but
Yeah. You listen. You go find an LS that's blown up, and you tear it apart, and the bottom end is still strong. Terry, am I lying?
So it tears up piston rings before the rods and bearings.
We did a video. We tested out the wearing parts on a 250,000-mile engine.
Yep, so we did it at Summit.
There is a guy I cruise around with. He's got an earlier Chevy wagon, and he pulled a 6-liter LS out of something, put two turbos on it, ran it like that for a couple of years. Finally hurt the motor, pulled it out, went totally nuts with it, put it all back together with all the super parts and stuff like that. Now he's got that, but now he's looking for another car because the wagon starting to rust out.
Listen to this. I got a lady that I work with. She has a Avalanche. So one day she pulls in the park and this thing is ticking. Boop, 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 boop. I'm like, oh, good. I'm about to buy this truck so I can get the motor out, right? Do you know she goes, I'm going to drive it till it dies. So she kept driving it. It's ticking, knocking, banging. Then it stopped. It's quiet. She never did anything to it. She still drove it, and now it's quiet.
Well, whatever was worn out or broken finally broke, and it's sitting in the bottom of the oil pan. So don't worry about it.
But listen, she's been driving it for like 3 years with it knocking and banging, and now it's quiet. She's still driving it. The whole truck is rusting out.
Put
and I'm like,
some Marvel mystery oil in there.
Yeah, I'm like, when's this truck gonna die so I can buy it? Because I need the seats out of it, the motor.
I got a bail. Past my bedtime.
All right, Jim.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Have a good week. Yeah, so I'm trying to finagle how I can get this truck, and it keeps on running. I think hers is the 5.3.
Doesn't matter if it's a truck.
No, it came in a lot of stuff.
Place not to buy a truck is in Texas.
Oh, they work them, yeah.
Oh, they not only work them, they sell them high too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Used truck in
down there has
Texas.
been worked.
Used truck in Texas is too damn expensive for me.
No, they're kind of, since women started driving them, they got expensive. You used to be able to buy a truck at a decent price, and you let them vote, you let them buy trucks. Now look,
You ain't getting anything.
Dang, truck prices out the roof now because of women driving them.
And they got cup holders, right, Lewis?
Yeah, cup holders. You had no cup holders. You told Pookie to hold your cup while you hit the corner.
Unbelievable. Let's see. Well, it's time for me to head on off myself. I'm gonna go time for bed. I gotta wake up early.
Yeah, I do too.
That's
Yeah,
kind of what I was just thinking of, closing up the garage and heading up and settling in for the night. Get ready for my trip up to Maryland.
All right, you have a safe trip, Paul, and stay safe.
Thank you.
Yep.
And you guys want to stay on? 'Cause I'm gonna jump off too.
Hey guys, just before you leave, I got to leave too, but I'll show you while we were talking. I continued to finish this helmet that I'm doing for the Dennis Anderson project, that King Sling that for Gravedigger. So I figure I'll let you get a seat, and next time you see it.
Sweet,
So
sweet.
let me switch the camera.
King Sling.
Yep, King Sling. All right, let me see if I can switch this. There it is. And okay. All right,
Wow.
there it is.
Oh wow.
Wow.
There you go. It's my version of King Sling. He's got his like mud people over here. His mud minions. You call them the warrior minions, made of mud,
Yeah.
sitting on his throne. He's got mud in his hand. Of course, there you got the King Sling in the back coming up and around it. So I'll be shadowing all this in tomorrow for my Patreon Live, and this way it'll look like a real helmet mock-up. But this is just for the back, and then tomorrow I'll work on the front. This will be the whole entire skull will be on the front of the helmet. So it's going to be a pretty cool project.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Hey, jeez, done it again.
It was unexpected, honestly. This thing came out of the blue. Brian, at SEMA, he's like, Ed, I got this big thing to go. We're going to do at PRI. We got to do this giveaway. We're doing this thing where you're getting an extravagant, extreme experience with Dennis Anderson and his King Sling, and we want to be able to give away an actual physical thing. So I think it was the JDS helmet, I think is the name of the company, or JD. I forgot the initials, but anyways, they're donating the helmet. So he goes, you got to have this to me by December 8th. I'm like, I'm in the middle of leaving next week, because where I'm going to be for Thanksgiving is with my son freezing our ass off out in a barn, literally the entire day at night at what they call Yuletide at the Ohio Ren Fair. So there's no heat in our building. I mean, we're just going to freeze. That's the way it is. But people come out to see, the whole lights and the Victorian Christmas thing and all. So while we're there, I'm like, but Brian, I got like 4 days. He goes, just do a mock-up. I'm like, okay. I got a side view. And now that I've got the back view. But anyway,
Brian's good at talking you into something, ain't he?
I got to say one thing before we all jump out of here, and that is back in the day, Gravedigger and Dennis Anderson. That was the one I thoroughly enjoyed and looked up to. Even after meeting Cliff Starbird, it was Dennis Anderson. I thought he was the one that was the most real about it all back in the day.
And he's got a project. He's got that thing in North Carolina where you can go, and that's what the prize is. This vehicle, this one right here, King Sling, the actual, that's a four-seater. So you get to go on a ride, goes and jumps cars with it. So you get the full experience. And then I guess you get to watch the event crash. You have dinner with him. So that's the thing he's doing. He's doing a giveaway. So that
would be awesome.
Yeah,
I'd love to go in that thing and hit a jump or something. I'd be like, do that flip that they do.
Sit down with Dennis Anderson for 90 minutes. I want 90 minutes of dinner and drinks with Dennis Anderson one night. Somebody else can take the ride. My back and my body wouldn't be able to handle that.
I'll take the ride.
I'd like to sit down and just talk to that man one night.
I'll take the ride. And I'm sure after the ride, I'd be like, damn, I should have had the dinner.
Yeah, right.
Thanks a lot for having me on, Lewis.
Oh, anytime, man.
Talk to you guys later.
All right, Paul.
See you.
Take care, everyone.
Be
All right,
safe.
guys. You guys staying on? Or